First of all, congratulations on the film. I love this franchise, and pairing up my favorite actress with one of my favorite franchises, it's like heaven for me. So, I gotta ask, what does the character Sophia bring to the John Wick universe?
I think we get a little John Wick backstory. We get world expansion. We get a kick-ass female character doing something for, I think, the right reasons and showing the depth of the emotionality we can have in our world. So it's not just plugging an actress into an action role. We get a little bit of emotion behind it, I think.
Absolutely. Now, for you, were you always a fan of John Wick, and what was your experience when you first saw it, and when did you know you wanted to be a part of this universe?
Yeah, John Wick 1. I watched it when it came out. I saw it in the cinema, and I loved it the first time I saw it. I loved the world. I loved when I saw Keanu doing everything he did. And I mean, he's gone 300 times further now, but the first movie, I was just blown away. And I thought, wow, we have all this access to CG and we're seeing all these superhero movies, but here it was just a guy who was doing this for real.
Right.
And I got really lit up by that. And then saw the second one, I got more lit up. And when I heard they were making a third one, I was like, okay, wait a goddamn minute. Somebody's putting me in this movie. There's no way I'm not gonna be in this movie, so luckily, Chad let me do that.
Chad, I've been at 8711 with you, and it's an intense place. What was one of the hardest sequences in this movie? Because I can tell you my favorite one right off the bat is that knife, all the knife stuff. Amazing. But what was the hardest sequence for you?
It's always when you deal with animals and logistics. I mean, Halle, Keanu, the dogs. Rehearsals that have gone well. We did early tests to see if we could get the canines to do what we wanted to, how they responded to Keanu and Halle and the stunt team, and the camera department, which had to be there as well. It just took a long time. I don't know if people understand how animals done, but there's always, having an animal do a trick is great, but having an animal do a trick while 30 stuntmen are running around with firearms and Halle and Keanu doing these big long takes and the camera right there, and you're overseas, that's a big deal, and it takes a lot of time to get the animals climatized to that kind of environment, and that took, basically Halle had to be the on-camera trainer. It was about 5 months of training with the team.
So with every film, I'm sure you learn a new skill set, and this one being now you're like a real dog trainer because you had the full command of that. How was that experience?
That was great. I love animals. I have 2 dogs. And so everything I learned from there, I've been able to, parlay that into my real life. Like I have these killer Labradoodles now.
They wear bulletproof vests and deliver you the newspaper.
Somebody comes to the door, I have all these commands for them now. They really could attack somebody. I don't know if they're going to go for the balls, but they could really attack somebody.
So don't mess with your dogs is what I'm getting at.
Don't mess with my doodles. They look nice, but they're ferocious.
And then you've revolutionized action movies as it stands right now. And we see a lot of movies now that are full of CG. Bringing it back to this kind of like hand-to-hand gun fu, is that what we're calling it?
Sure.
What does it mean to you having these kind of action movies be such a staple and audience reacting to such a large scale?
It's cool. It's very cool. On the first Wick movie, we had no money, no time. So my partner Dave Leitch and I decided, we're going to do long takes. We're not going to do a lot of cameras because we don't have any money or time. And I had some experience with Keanu from The Matrixes back when we worked together, and I knew that if anyone was going to pull it off, he had the persistence and the passion to do it. And I think that's just kind of been our milieu since. I'm always impressed if I turn on YouTube, I see someone performing or doing an amazing feat that impresses me. I love live performance. I love going to live shows. So we just wanted to bring that live performance, that live show. We were actually seeing people that you may recognize doing things that you realize as another human is very difficult to do. Sure. So when you see Halle, Keanu, or one of our stunt team doing things, you realize, wow, that's an individual doing a skill set that you can relate to as being very, very difficult. And I think that builds an appreciation and a connection between the performer and audience going, holy shit, they really did it, and they did it for me.